Gonna do a quick one-take look around the garden. I haven't had the motivation to do a lot of videos lately, so I'm just gonna do this one. Also, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like steam. It just rained a whole bunch, like over an inch. We've got garlic in this bed and still the star jasmine and some, I moved the garlic from in there out here, and then one of the pea plants is surviving so far. I've gotten 2 peas off of it, but I have hopes. There's an extra parsley there. Over here, a lot of the perennials are coming back. The parsley wasn't doing so great, so that's why I got a few more parsley starts up here. The oregano's doing great, the strawberries are doing great. They're overwintering pretty well. The green onions are still growing. The blackberry bushes are looking a little less glorious, but it just means that they're going dormant for the winter. So I've been cleaning them up as I can. The one over here, I just cut away a bunch of the grass that was underneath it, and it's, yeah, they're looking really thin. This is kind of my success pot right now. This is a bunch of radishes, and there's a few lettuce and kale too that the radishes are pushing up against, but I'm going to start harvesting the radishes soon. There's some carrots, and then the rest should fill out really wonderfully. I kind of forget what radishes I planted here, but there's some red ones and some not, so I hope they're not daikon radishes. It rained, and I just put out some chips on the parts of the lawn that was pretty waterlogged, but it's California. It's mainly adobe clay. We'll see what we can do. This is our other success for the winter garden. These are radishes. They're finally starting to get some tubers on them, some true tubers, and the peas here are slow and steady. Ooh, some of them are starting to branch out a bit. I haven't seen any flowers on these ones yet, but they were planted like a good month or so later than the ones in the other bed. Lavenders are overwintering. The honeysuckle bloomed back in December, and now it's not blooming again, so I don't even know what it's trying to do. Putting out more green onions here. Things are overwintering well. Nothing really came up here, even though I planted a whole bunch of stuff, like a few tiny little radishes, but I think the whole bed just needs to be amended before I try and do anything else in it. Over here we got some daikon radishes coming up. And some garlic. The raspberries seem to be holding on pretty well. The rhubarb is getting eaten by something. I have no idea what, and it doesn't look like it's going to survive, so I'm going to have to rethink that entirely. Over here, we've got more radishes. These are some older carrots that are actually doing better than the rest of the carrots. These are some garlic. Over in this bed, I said I wasn't going to plant anything because I was planning on moving the bed, but then I realized it was going to be a while till I moved the bed, so I planted some peas, and they're keeping steady. Not exploding growth, but we're getting more and more daylight hours back. We're not to 10 hours of daylight yet, so once that happens, I think they'll take off, even if the weather's a bit cooler and rainier. The garlic in this bed is doing great. The dianthus is plugging along. Everything else is dead, aside from weeds. Like I said, I put wood chips in the areas of the gardens that were too waterlogged. Over here, these blackberries are looking not as bad as the other ones, but there was less here, so there's less to lose. Going around into see, like you can see through this bush, which you couldn't back in the summer, into the greenhouse. So I've tried to, there's some leakage happening from the slats that are where it's 2 instead of 1, and they like, the water droplets hit really hard and they've been eating away at the soil, so I'm trying to like put tape here to like mitigate it, but it's not quite working. I'll try it again when it's drier. This is stuff that I planted only about a month ago. We have arugula, we have spinach just trying to come up, a few tiny little peas over there. In the middle here, these are daikon radishes. I don't know if you can see them, but there's like 1 and 2 that are starting. These are orange carrots, then there's purple carrots, and then back here is the scarlet kale that has actually just started to come up. So looking forward to it. This is the extra parsley sprouts I had, and these are a few things that they're outdoor plants, but it looks like things got a little too cold for them. This one I think I saved in time. This one I think is just dead. The jade plant, and then I think that's a nasturtium. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be. These 3 plants seem to have survived. I think I didn't catch that one in time. I think it froze too hard, and it just, or got too wet and froze too hard. But yeah, so that's about it for the garden. I I got a new compost roller, so I'm hoping to make more compost and then more of the beds. We still have to trim that tree down. We still have to, I'm planning on things to, there's a lot of plans in coming, but this was supposed to be just a quick tour, so I'm going to cut it off here. One take.